else wants to show their smiling face, we'd love to see it.
All right. We should be streaming.
Yes, ma'am, we are.
Awesome. Let's do this. Hey, everyone. How we doing tonight? Good, good. Good to see you guys on here. If you're watching live or on the replay, either way, we appreciate you taking time out. I normally have slides and I don't. So tonight we're just going to have a conversation, and that conversation is about you. But before I get into that, I guess I need to do some introductions. If this is the first time joining us, I'm Ellen Winn. I'm your senior team leader. I've been with DAC over 6 years, and I take pride in being a great communicator with the team. I've got one of the largest organizations in the company, and I've been here longer than most agents in DAC. On here as a co-host, I have Harlequin Murray. Harlequin is personally enrolled by me. She came in about a year after I got started, and she has one of the larger teams inside of my organization. She made this commitment a little over 3 years ago when COVID hit, that she was going to commit to doing these Zooms, and encouraged me to do that because she was wanting to see that type of support for her team. So we've been doing this. I lead the call, she co-hosts, and a few times I miss out, and she's led the call on her own. But real happy to have her here every week, and glad to have you guys here. If you're brand new, welcome to DAC. We're on an upward trajectory with our growth. And even though DAC is a 9-year-old company, guys, we're just a baby in the marketplace. We've been building our foundation. We've been adding services and adding business funding partners the first 7 years of our business. That was really all that we were doing, was funding. And we've added in payment processing. We've had payment processing for a few years, but not the great partner that we have now. But what I'm most excited about is where we're headed with our new announcements. We've got a great healthcare program. We've had this program now for a year. I was on a call with our Clearwater team, which is our health share partner today, and just realized, wow, I've been on our health share program, using it as a member, card carrying member, as my healthcare plan for 1 year now. We launched that program August of last year. It's been great. I personally have more customers on our healthcare program than anybody else in DAC. So I'm blessed with the honor of doing the Tuesday trainings each week, where we get to talk everything healthcare, whether it's our health share program or whether it's our flat fee RX program. Anything in the healthcare space is what we discuss on Tuesdays. But guys, where we're headed here in the next month and in the coming years, we're really in a sweet spot with the launch of licensed products coming, where you will need to be a licensed insurance agent if you want to market those licensed products. If you don't want to get your license, guess what? No change for you. Everything that we're marketing today will still be available to you, whether you're licensed or not. But we will be launching those licensed products. So anyone who is already licensed or who wants to go get licensed can market licensed health insurance products, licensed life insurance products, and also we're going to have a full array of supplemental plans from a variety of supplemental carriers, such as critical illness, short-term disability, long-term disability, all of those add-ons, cancer policies, all of those add-ons that can really help offset the out-of-pocket expense that people are faced with when they have a high deductible health insurance plan. And we're going to have some additional health insurance products. Right now, we've got a great health share that is available for individuals or small business groups. And we have some major medical plans through Clearwater that are available to individuals and small business groups. But when we launch these license programs, we're going to have even more plans for that 1099 worker or a solopreneur that is just one person, and we'll be able to handle any size group. I have a group in process right now. It's over, we've been saying 450, but we looked at it again today, and it's over 500 employees. And we're going to be saving them over $1 million on the quote that we have. And that doesn't even count adding in the supplementals. The team is working on the supplementals right now to get that added into the full quote. And I'm sure that we're going to see an even more impact, a bigger impact on the savings that we're offering. But not only will we be able to offer them savings, but we're going to offer them the ability for us to be the administrator and the third-party administrator of that plan. So they'll have everything under one umbrella of years and years of experience with a team that does great customer service. So we're going to be able to take them off of one of the 4 major carrier plans and put them on our proprietary plan that's custom shaped for the end user. I've been using those benefits myself, and I know how amazing they are. So I'm really excited for us to be able to present that to this company that I'm working with. So lots and lots of good things to come. But what I want to share with you guys tonight is, outside of where we are in the marketplace, is why are you here? And that's where I say it's all about you tonight. What is it that you saw in DAC that got you excited and make you say, hey, I really like this company, and click the join button and filled out the form to get started with us? I want you to think about that first and foremost. What is it that brought you in and got you started? Okay. And secondly, are you plugging into the system? Because, I'm very guilty of this, where I see something that looks interesting and I go ahead and I may sign up for it, or I'll bookmark it to come back to later. But because I get busy and sidetracked, I don't necessarily come back. I've signed up for free affiliate programs just so I could get that initial email and come back and check it out later and maybe not go through that. And I just pose that question to you tonight to make sure that you're not doing what I have done with some things in the past, where I signed up for that free affiliate link and just didn't dive into it. If you did, the great news is you can start fresh today, okay? Or if you have just gotten started and you saw my email of a team Zoom coming up and you're going, okay, let me check this out, and you're popping in, guys, you need to plug into our system, okay? Because everything that we talk about in the Opportunity Zoom, it's real, it's tangible, and it's achievable, but only if you decide that you really want this and that you go to work. The first part of going to work is making sure that you go through the Getting Started training. Guys, if you've been here more than 2 weeks, then you need to go through the Getting Started training too, because everything has been updated. We have a new Getting Started training. We have a new funding training video. In fact, we've got new funding programs. We just launched a select program a couple of months ago. We announced our new reconnected or reconvened connection with Biddy Advance as our mid-bucket lender. And we just launched a program last week on our Wednesday call where business owners can get that select funding. And if they pay it off early, whatever interest is owed on the remainder of the loan will be eliminated. So they'll pay off premium, not premium. Harley can help me. If it doesn't have interest, it is principal. Thank you. I got
You're welcome.
It'll be principal only payment for that if they pay it off early. So just a great program there. And they can't even get that type of offer with the bank. If they pay it off in 60 days or 90 days, they've got even deeper discounts on it. So great things happening in the funding space. But we can talk about all the good things that are happening in DAC and all the great programs that we're launching, but none of that is going to impact you unless you're actively working, okay? One of the things that I love about DAC is our business model. And that's really the biggest attraction for me is our business model. You see, when I first saw the DAC opportunity, I saw friends of mine on a Facebook post. So those of you that haven't heard this story, I was looking through Facebook one day and happened to see a live video where my friends did a live stream on their Facebook page saying that they had just helped a small business owner get several $1,000s. It was over $100,000 of funding that they were not able to get approved for from their bank. And in return, my sponsors earned over $4,000 commission, and they were telling that story on Facebook. And I saw that and I listened to it because it was just a real short video, but they were excited about helping the business owner, and they were excited about having earned a commission for helping a business owner that couldn't get money otherwise. So I saw that video and I'm like, okay, what are you guys up to? So I go over to Messenger and I sent them a message. Hey, Kelly, what I said, I just saw your live video on Facebook about helping a small business owner. What are you guys up to? Question mark. And that's basically all I sent. Well, I quickly got a message back from them, and then they followed that with a quick phone call to me. And they said, hey, Ellen, good to talk to you. Hadn't talked to you in a while. So that caught my attention, right? And then first in that video, the one thing that caught my attention was it was a friend, somebody that I knew, liked, and trusted. So I was encouraged to say see what they were up to. The second part of it was that they earned a commission with a comma in it, right? So I'm like, this isn't your traditional network marketing thing. And then when I had the conversation, they showed me the video. They sent me to davidallencapital.com/partner/their ID number. Exactly the same protocol that we're still doing today, right? The video was different. The business presentation was different, but it was the same thing that we do today. So they said, hey, we've got a short video by the founder of our company on our website. Go watch that video. And then after you've seen that, let us know what questions you have. Okay, so I went and watched the video and I was intrigued, especially after he got beyond the helping business owners get funding, because I had been a business owner and I knew firsthand the difficulty it is when you don't have either the time in business or collateral to put up to get qualified at the bank. I had been that business owner trying to grow and expand my pizza restaurant chain. Okay, so I'd done that. And then when they said the commission with a comma in it, but as I'm listening to David Rutz tell the story, and he painted out the network marketing model, or the ability to build an agency where you can add agents, and then your agents can add agency, therefore you're building a network of agencies, right? When I saw that, I'm going, okay, I'm in with this. One, because I've been a business owner since 1997, where I had traditional businesses with restaurants. That's hard work. And you're depending on employees that are trustworthy and reliable, that are going to show up and give customers good customer service. And then you've got all these fluctuating things with the cost of goods, labor cost, and all of those things that go into owning a traditional business, and your fixed costs, your leaseholds, your utilities, your insurance, et cetera, et cetera. I can go on and on about that, right? So I'd owned that type of business. And when I was ready to get out of the pizza business, I wanted to continue working for myself, but I needed a model that didn't require all of those things that I just explained about my pizza restaurant. I was looking for freedom. I was looking for the ability to leverage my time and efforts. And when I saw the direct selling model with the ability to refer a few people who refer a few people who referred a few people and make money off of that, get paid off of thousands or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people all working together promoting the same similar products and services, and I could get a piece of that just because I was the initial agency owner, I was sold on the model because it was so familiar to me. It looked exactly like franchising, right? So when I saw the DAC presentation, it was that same presentation. It's like a franchise inside of DAC, but without the rules of franchising, without having to pay royalties back to the company. The company handles everything. It's all under the umbrella. It's simple. We just have to plug into the system. So back to my conversation about, if you're new, make sure you've gone through the getting started training. If you've been here more than 2 weeks, make sure you go back through the getting started training, because here's the thing. Your business is not going to grow unless you're following the DAC system, okay? So the key to that is you understanding. Maybe you're coming in, maybe you've got experience in funding, maybe you've been in the mortgage space, or maybe you've been in the insurance space and you kind of know your industry, or maybe you've been in sales and you know how to promote things, right? Maybe you've got that experience, but don't think you know how to market DAC unless you go through the training, because our system is unique. There are certain triggers in our compensation plan that you need to be aware of to be able to move through the ranks and maximize the compensation plan and not miss out on money that is baked into the comp plan only for producers. Okay, so you need to know what those triggers are, what your activity needs to be to make sure that you get qualified on each and every one of those opportunities in the pay plan. That's for you personally. But if you're recruiting a team and you're bringing people on board as a team leader, you need to be able to point them to the right information and guide them through the DAC way. And I bring you back to that on top of the comments of maybe you've already got experience with other sales opportunities or in the industries that we represent. But again, if you're not following the DAC system and you're trying to go the path that you've gone with these other companies, you're going to get derailed, okay? Because DAC only makes money if we're making money as agents, right, Harlequin? We've all got to make money, and the only way you're going to make money is for you to get clients. DAC only makes money if all of us are getting clients. So they only teach what works. We're not bringing anything to you to explain how to do something unless it's proven and tried performance results. So just know that. So back to my question about why are you here? What is it that you want to achieve out of DAC? Are you here because you see the opportunity to help people? Was it the money that drove your excitement about DAC? Was it the ability to work from anywhere you choose? Was it the ability to be a part of a bigger team? What was it that got you excited? And what is it that we can do to help you? So I want to just have that conversation with you tonight, and I'll open up if any of you are having questions, if you're having challenges, running into conversation with a client, you don't quite know how to respond to those. Want to open up the floor for that. You can use the reactions, the react heart at the bottom of the Zoom. When you click on that, it gives you a raise hand link in there, and you can raise your hand if you've got a question. But also, before we go to that, I want to give you the opportunity to raise your hand. We're on a recruiting blitz right now, and unfortunately, I'm not seeing the numbers of people showing up on that blitz that we really need to be able to make an impact. Not only an impact in our communities, but an impact on our team growth as a whole, right? So how do we change that? Well, we change that by reaching out to our teams, reaching out, having conversations with people, and just saying, hey, have you seen what's going on in DAC lately? We've got a live Zoom tomorrow at 1 p.m. We're doing those every day, Monday through Friday through the end of August, 1 p.m. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're doing one at 9 p.m. All of these on Eastern time, and all of those at daczoom.com. Okay. So David Rutz, our founder, has been doing the majority of those. I'm doing the one tomorrow at 1 p.m. The one on Wednesday will be Wade Cordell. He does our funding training at 11:30 on Wednesday, and then he'll do the 1 p.m. presentation about the business opportunity. But guys, this is an opportunity for you to get your guest in front of a live presenter and have the opportunity to ask questions at the end of that Zoom. And it's way different doing a live presentation than it is just sending someone to a video presentation. I love having the video because it gives you 24/7 access to send someone through a business overview. I sent out my link earlier today to a gentleman that I met on Saturday at a healthcare fair that I was working. Harlequin came in and helped me set up the booth and stayed around for a while. meeting and greeting people and talking to them. That healthcare event was on healthcare, which was primary time to show and showcase the RX platform. We talked to a lot of people. This one gentleman that I sent the link to today, he didn't spend more than $20 a month on prescription drugs, but he was friendly and outgoing. And I happened to ask him, I said, well, hey, what are you doing for income? And he started laughing. He said, well, I'm retired now. And I said, well, what are you doing in your retirement? And he said, I'm looking for something to keep me busy. So we chatted a minute and I said, I don't know if this is a good fit or not, but I've got an opportunity with our company that I'd love to share with you if you're open to it. And he said, sure. So I sent him that link today because he followed up with me as I instructed him to do. So he's already on the path of being a quality agent because he did what he said he was going to do. And he confirmed that he received that and is watching the video or was watching it this afternoon. So anyway, guys, we got a great opportunity here, but again, your income and your DAC business is not going to grow unless you're the one taking the lead on that, because DAC can grow to be $1 billion company and you won't see the rewards, you won't reap the rewards unless you take that proactive step on your own to at least get your base number of clients that you need and start referring the business out to others and adding other agencies by inviting them to look at our partner presentation. And then your business will take on a life of its own after you bring in a few agents and find a few of the right ones that see this, that want to run with it, and they'll start adding agents too. And then you'll be able to grow your business through our multiplication of a network of agents. Okay. Harlequin, is there anything you were talking about that breach earlier that you posted in the group? And I think we talked about that prior to going live on this. You want to touch on that real quick?
Sure. I don't know if anybody has been watching the news, but they announced, I think within the last week or so, that a huge company down in Florida had, they're a company that most businesses use when they're doing a background check on a potential employee. So they have billions of people's information, and they announced that there have been like over 2 billion identities that have been compromised, including social security numbers. So it's a huge, huge data breach. On the DAC agents Facebook page, I went and posted a short, it's like 1.5 minute video on what happens when hackers get your social security number, or what can happen. And it talks about all the different things. And what I did was, and I posted exactly what I said on my Facebook page. I said, made a comment about it and said, hey, if you guys are concerned about your identity, I have a great service that will help you protect that. And if your identity is stolen, that we have $1 million worth of, where we can pay restitution. So if you want to take a look at that and see that, because that's also one of the services that we get volume immediately. And for those people who are shooting for the super trainer by the end of the month, we've got 12 days left. Identity theft is one of the quick, easy ways to get some volume. So,
Awesome. Okay, and I found that video, so I'm going to play that real quick. Let me see if I can get that up here and do a screen share.
yeah, if you
Found the
can, I
video
have it
posted.
queued up.
I've got it. Screen share. All right. Got it?
Not quite yet.
Hackers.
I'm just seeing a black screen right now.
Sorry, what's that?
I just see a black screen.
A black screen. You're not seeing the video?
Nope. And I'm not hearing it either.
Hmm. Let
Do
me
you
try
want
that
me to
again.
try?
Sure. You've got
Okay,
it queued up. Share it.
I do. Okay. Can you see it?
I do. You got to unmute in the bottom right corner of the video.
Yeah, just 1 second. I gotta, oops. Just 1 second. Let me get my view into,
I can see it fine. It's full screen there.
okay, there you go.
Don't have audio, but that's okay. I think it's just music.
Yeah, it is just music.
Wow. Yeah, I've seen a little bit of all that. You want to come off a screen share?
Yep.
Good stuff. Thanks for pointing that out, Harlequin, and going in that. I've seen a lot of that. I've talked before about the ID theft where someone used a lady's driver's license information. They got arrested for a DUI, and that lady later got stopped for routine traffic stop and ended up getting arrested for a crime she didn't commit. I've seen the firsthand the COVID money where we had people that were filing for PPP money and somebody had already claimed that PPP money. So the real person that needed it, somebody had fraudulently used their information to collect on it. We saw several cases like that, didn't we, Harlequin, when we were doing the PPP program? So
Yeah.
guys, it's real. But this is a great opportunity for you to protect yourself with our ID Protect program and also get the word out to your community there through social media and just conversations in general. And if you
Yeah.
haven't signed up for our ID Protect, either you're vulnerable and don't have ID Protect, or you're probably paying too much if you have LifeLock or any of these other services out there. So be your own customer and help yourself get qualified in the compensation plan by having residual revenue that counts towards your own rank advancement. Sometimes I have people say, well, I didn't know I could be my own customer. Yes, you can be your own customer with everything that we do in DAC, with the exception of funding. And that funding clause is in there to protect you so that a business owner doesn't find your partner information in the process of looking for funding and try to circumvent you to get the commission off of their own loan. So that's what we have. Well, guys, I don't have anything else for us tonight. Just really wanted to talk about
Actually,
you.
Ellen,
Anything with
I do have a comment, just in reference to that video. I personally worked with a company where I can't remember if it was their employee that did it or was on the giving or the receiving end, but it was a situation where an employee had gone and used someone's social security number and had worked for an entire year and had zero taxes taken out. And when the employee went to go and file, the person whose Social Security it was, went to go and file taxes, they filed their taxes based on what they earned, and the IRS came after them saying, well, what about this other $50,000 to $75,000 of income that you had? You owe us, 20 grand on taxes. And the employer was having a really hard time trying to get that resolved.
Yeah, that's a great point. And the beauty of our program is that we have licensed investigators that are going to get to the bottom of it, and then we have restoration agents there. So if you are hacked, our team will restore your credit back to your original identity before the hack took place. A lot of these programs, whether the company that got hacked, they are required by law a lot of times to provide a ID protection monitoring service to their clients as part of the breach negotiations. But a lot of times that does not include restoration. And that's the key piece with any ID protection program. Guys, I've been in the ID protect space since 2005. Okay. So for almost 20 years, I've been in the know in that space because I've been marketing a program through Legal Shield. And that's where I first learned about how treacherous ID theft can be. And that was before it became the #1 crime in the world. So do yourself a favor and get on a great product. And also, if you're a product of the product using it, then you can be your better testimonial of how that works. Ron, I saw your question there in the chat. Is for the owner of the business. We don't have a product that will protect the business itself, but the business owner can get that ID protect product and protect their own ID. And speaking of business owners, a lot of times they're a big target because an ID thief will see that business owner as someone that might be a better target for them to hold ransom or take advantage of because they do own a business. All right, let's see. What's the commission?
Yeah, there's multiple questions in the chat tonight.
We don't have that one yet on insurance. We're talking about insurance products. We don't have that answer yet. And Harley can answer. We're still working on it. We don't have the answer about the IMO. Don't have that yet. That will be released when we launch the training. For the life insurance. I'm not sure.
That's part of the question above it.
These for personal. The minimum number of employees required to sign up for the pay any day through an employer. Okay. There's no minimum number on that. No minimum number of employees required for the employer to use it as a pay card. Where there is a minimum number of employees would be if that employer can do the pay any day function of the pay card. Okay. And we've heard different numbers. It really depends on the business, what type of business they are, and what their financial credit worthiness is. Because think of it this way. The folks at Relevate, if they allow a business entity to do the pay any day advances where they can pay out up to 50% of their pay before payday, Relevate and their bank are the ones that are taking on that financial responsibility. So they want to make sure that the business that they're allowing to offer that is solid financially. So they're looking for, we heard initially 50 employees, but I think we're really looking at 100 employees or more based on the recent conversations I've had with Chris Sears over at Relevate. But they can work on a case-by-case basis for a group that's less than 100 employees. But that's what that's going to work with. So I would say just get them through and at least get the conversation started with Chris. There's no obligation on that consultation. Get your client to fill out the form on the Relevate page and maybe present it to them and say, hey, we have a pay card where your employees could potentially receive up to half of their pay in advance. I'm not sure that your business would qualify. It's reviewed on a case-by-case basis if you're talking about that smaller group. but just present it to them that way. You can't make them any promises, but you'd love to get the conversation started with the experts over with our Relevate team, and then fill out that contact form. You can actually be on that call with the Relevate team and do a Zoom call with them. Let your business owner get their questions answered, and Chris will be able to review and see if that business is a good fit or not. Okay, that's what I would do. All right. And Ron, you're talking about ID Shield. Okay, that's an offline conversation because that's not a DAC conversation. Okay. Excuse me. If you'll address that app question, I'm choked.
Yeah, Jean, on the app, yes, it is working on the phones and has been for a couple of months now. If you go to getmydacagency.app.com, it will bring up the different choices, or you can log into your back office. I think it's in the back office and also in the Agent Resource Center. You can get the link to it.
Yep, it's just getmydacagency.app.com. But the key to that is when you go to log in, you have to use your agent ID number, the numerical ID number that you were assigned when you signed up as an agent, not the username that you created. You know, my username is Ellen Winn. I can't use my username. I have to use the ID number. Get my DAC agency app.com. That'll take you to both of those. Okay. All right. Any other questions before we wrap up? Harlequin, have I touched on everything that we talked about earlier today on the leaders Zoom with David, the team trainer and above? Oh, I want to touch on this, guys. If you have people in your team that have not renewed their position, so when you log into the back office and you click on my list view, when you go there and you look at your team, you can see every agent in your organization. And if you see people with their name in red and over to the right it says inactive, then you need to be actively reaching out to those people to get them to go through the renewal process by logging into their back office and clicking off on the acknowledgments that are required there. Because here's the deal. If they were in DAC over 6 months ago, when we first launched the renewal program, they have until the end of September, and their position is going to be deleted out of the system. That means that if they have a team, they're going to lose their team if they don't go through and renew. Anybody that's within, if they've just gone into that renewal process, DAC is sending out emails to everybody saying, hey, it's time for you to renew prior to their renewal date. Then they're sending reminders if they don't renew by then. They're sending additional reminders via email. Hey, your position is inactive now. When it goes inactive, that means that their links don't work. So if they have YouTube videos or any ads or any social media posts out there, those links are not going to work unless people go in and renew that position. Okay. So it's important that you help us communicate this if you have people in your organization and you're seeing them as inactive. I'm blasting people with emails. DAC is doing the same thing with emails, but a lot of times people get started with DAC, they go in and they create a Gmail account specifically for DAC, then they get sidetracked with something else. They never come back to the email, so they're not even seeing that communication at all. So please help us communicate that. Remember, tomorrow at 11:30, we've got our healthcare Zoom, and then at 1 p.m., business opportunity Zoom. I'll be the presenter there. I would love to see every one of your smiling faces on there, and then each of you come with a guest. Don't just show up alone as an agent. We need the guests. The guests are really the ones that we're doing the presentations for. You can watch the BizOp over and over again to practice it and learn it on your own, but we need the participation from guests. That's the purpose of these meetings, and that's the purpose of us taking 30 to 45 minutes out of our day is to do a presentation to help you grow your business. So come out and support our efforts and let us help you grow your team. Okay. Thanks, everybody.
Okay.
Y'all have a
And
blessed evening.
Ellen,
Uh-huh.
you had asked me to remind you of things that to discuss, and then you remembered something. But one other thing one comment that I wanted to make, and you were in the middle of talking earlier, and you know how you went and whenever you saw the post from Kelly, and that's when you decide, that they had gotten this business funding and they earned a commission. Well, you had talked to me about DAC a year prior, and I had stuff going on. My father at the time was unfortunately leaving us, but then about a year later, you had posted that you had gotten a funding. And I was like, and you posted what the commission was, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, let me take a look at this now. But one of the comments that I was going to make on that is if you personally have not yet had a funding or had the success at that, take advantage of what the company has done. Hey, my company just went and got a funding for XYZ type of company. They got this amount of money. And the agent involved got a commission of X amount. And I know that Wade's has been sharing some of those numbers on his weekly Zoom. So take advantage of, borrow somebody else's success until you see success yourself. But
Yep.
it definitely works, and especially if you're trying to get some new team members. But yeah, and then just the reminder that we've got 12 days till the end of the month for everybody who signed up prior to August 1st. That's our deadline to get to super trainer.
And super trainer means you get qualified to earn on an additional level in the compensation plan. If you don't hit it, it doesn't change anything for what our current compensation is, right? It's exactly the same that it is. But if you do hit super trainer, which means you get team trainer, and you also have 200 in personal residual client revenue, then that means that you're going to get paid on 8 levels in an organization instead of it stopping at 7 levels of pay on that 25% match. That's a big number if you stay with DAC for years and years to come, and your 8th level grows to thousands and thousands of agents. I'm already qualified. Every promotion that DAC has ever run, I, Ellen Winn, have personally qualified for it. Back in the day, we had Service Star. I hit it. We did the 7 level bump up that just expired back in May for those that had already been here. If you're still within your first 12 months in the business, you need to be going for the 7 level bump up bonus and getting at least 1,000 in personal revenue. I qualified for that. I've qualified already for the super trainer. So guys, I'm not asking y'all to do anything that I'm not personally doing. Okay. I'm speaking from experience. I know how easy it can be. Okay. The hardest part is getting yourself started over that starting line and then consistently following up and then moving on through the no's and the pitfalls that you're going to have when not everybody that you talk to is going to be a good fit, or not everybody's ready to sign up the minute that you talk to them. But if you just have enough conversations, it's going to lead to success. But the success doesn't have to just be on your shoulders. If you're doing the team building, everyone having a little bit of success along the way can turn into massive success as a whole for your DAC agency. So thanks for that reminder, Harlequin. And I had totally forgotten that, or maybe I wasn't even aware that you saw me post about my first funding client, and that what got your attention to say, hey, yeah, let me take a look at that DAC opportunity again. Thank you for
Money
that.
talks. It always has.
Awesome. All right, guys. Y'all have a blessed evening. We'll see you tomorrow at 11:30, I hope, and then at 1 p.m. again on the BizOp Zoom. Don't come alone. We'll see you there. Thank you. Take care.